We will rise again to glory then, soar into the sky. If you stop and see, then you just might believe. We're unstoppable, powerful, enough to beat the odds. If you love me, you will see the flames inside of me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Seduce Me. I left it off on a cliffhanger last time, and I'm sure y'all hate me for it. I love you guys. Heart. Alright, let's continue. Maybe all of us can have a demon marriage together. It'd be like that show with that guy with a bunch of wives. You are now my harem. You're welcome. A demon marriage ritual? That was it. It had to have been. Why else would Sam react so strangely? It had been on his mind, and now it was staring me dead in the face. Diana nodded, gesturing to the flowers.
This is a marriage ritual. Freshly blossomed flowers, holding peak-worthy magical essence, arranged in a magic circle, are part of what a binding ritual needs to happen.
Part? Well, I mean, you need two people. I mean, you can't make a baby without two people. And just same with marriage. Diana nodded and looked to the table.
The other part is a precious item forged between two souls to bind them together.
Sam's jacket. That random chain around his wrist. I couldn't believe it. This was my test? There was no way I was ready for this! But here I was, staring at a setup that just screamed, go through with it! Part of me was angry and aggravated. I had to go through with this for some stupid dragon's power, sorry. This was something Sam and I were supposed to discuss together, and now it felt like an arranged agreement. What was I going to do? The test was obviously going to make me go through with this for the sake of Sam, but I still wasn't ready. Soul blinding seemed very heavy, and as much as I loved Sam, it needed to be 100% clear. Sam stepped forward and glared at Diana.
We're not doing this.
Whoa.
Pardon?
Somebody grew some balls.
You heard me. We're not going through with this.
The orc's just like, I don't know what to do. We just keep playing. I stared at Sam wide-eyed. What? He didn't want to go through with it anymore? What was going on? I remembered clearly that he wanted to do it. Now he was against it? I like how that had to have two question marks, because it was more than a one question mark statement, or question, I mean. Sam looked to me. I could suddenly see the reason why, buried in his eyes. He still wanted to, but not like this. I could tell he was throwing away something he desperately wanted for my own sake. Oh, Sammy. Sam turned and grasped... I thought I turned that off, and grasped my shoulder, staring into my eyes.
I know that I want to do this. I want to do this more than anything. But you are more important to me than some dumb ritual. I will never let you force yourself to make this decision if you're nowhere near ready.
Wipes tears. I felt like crying. This was exactly why I loved him. This was a 1 in a million reasons why Sam was so important to me. My heart felt at ease, looking into his eyes and letting rough tears... I don't know. Tears roll down my cheeks. Should look that up later. It may have seemed like a simple thing, but to me it was important. I gently caressed Sam's cheek, feeling the warmth of his skin beneath my hands, and thanking every deity I knew that I had him beside me as mine. However, as Diana cleared her throat, we both turned to her in reaction. What really threw us off was seeing her cover her mouth, hiding some sort of smirk that was peeking up between her fingers.
Who said anything about you going through with it?
Is she laughing? Is that bitch Is she laughing? That bitch laughing at me? Us. Sam and I became dumbfounded. What? We didn't have to go through with it? Then why was it a setup?
For fuck's sake, if you're messing with us...
For fuck's sake. Diana began to laugh hysterically, causing Sam to stop talking and become dumbfounded once again. What the hell?
I knew it!
Wow. Just wow. You got the orchestra you set all this up just to fuck with bitch.
What the fuck, Diana?
I know! I was beyond lost. As Diana continued to laugh, she curled over her stomach and covered her face, trying to catch her breath.
This was perfect. This was absolutely perfect.
Ah! Diana! I became frustrated. What was so funny about this? Diana finally stopped laughing, wiping her eyes from the tears that had formed from laughing so hard, and grinned at me and Sam. You sick bitch!
I didn't set this up to make you two do it. That would ruin the point of the test.
What is the test? Somebody tell me what the test is. I don't understand. Then what is the test? I became flustered, now mentally scrambled. Hello. Mentally scrambled as what I was going on. What is going on? As my body suddenly began to sink to the ground. Sinking into the ground. Alright, however, I gasped and looked down, seeing a large purple pentagram pulling me and Sam to the floor.
Whoa!
Goodbye, my people need me! Goodbye.
Demon marriage lets you know where your soul partner is at all times. The test is that you find your husband without it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to make some damn choices, aren't I? I couldn't even fight back, as I was engulfed by darkness at last. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I couldn't tell how long I was trapped in that darkness. All I knew is that I was going to wake up and find Sam. As I opened my eyes, I had to adjust to the bright light around me and the sound of nature in my ears. Pretty! I rubbed my eyes and found myself in a forest, laying underneath a large tree with burn marks across its bark. I could tell that this would be my starting place and my mark if I got lost, so while I felt terrible for the tree, gently strokes the tree. I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you for your sacrifice. I was thankful to have something to visually reference. Okay, it sounds weird, but sounds right at the same time. So this was my test. I had to find the man I loved without anything but my heart and my instincts. This was cheesy as hell, expecting someone to find someone else using the power of love. Hey, I've been watching Once Upon a Time, and holy crap, love conquers all! And true love's kiss and blah blah blah. I love Sam deeply, but I didn't know if it would be strong enough to guide me through a terrain I was unaware of. To Sam. Okay, who also could have been wandering around looking for me? There were so many variables to consider. Still, this was a test for a reason. I had to figure this out. I cut my hands together and shouted, knowing his name would be a way to bring him to me. Or you know, like in the bloopers, just call his phone, he'll pick up. That name that I can't pronounce! Sam! Maurice! I don't know. The nearby birds around me fluttered wildly into the air in surprise of my shout, but Sam didn't appear. That boob... that was supposed to have worked. He's like my bitch. What the... It's like some Black Butler shit going on here that usually happens. What the hell? Sebastian! Something must have had him under a holy magic or something to negate the demon summoning. Another part of the test. Guess I wasn't allowed to cheat. Wake up, stupid dog snoring. It was worth a try, at least. I'm just gonna find him. Yes. I started heading to the left of the tree's burn marks. It was better than no direction at all, and it was a start. Each step I took became one filled with haste. I wanted to find Sam soon. I didn't want to laze about this. It felt like hours went by until I stopped and looked around, exhausted from walking so far at such a fast pace. I leaned against a nearby tree, catching my breath. How the hell am I gonna find him? Something in my heart began to feel heavy. What if I wasn't able to find him? What if this was an impossible quest? If my body slid down the side of the tree, making me sit down at the base of fear? This couldn't be. My love! Oh no! Sadness and ache began to consume my thoughts. There was no way to track him down, no way to find him at all in this place. I'd be searching forever, only hoping that I would find him and pray that he was alive when I did. The fuck could kill him, a butterfly? My hands combed through my hair as I fought back tears. Oh, get up and find your husband, fiancé thing, demon. Pfft. Please let me wake up if this was a dream. Please. Please let me see him again.
Giving up so soon, my dear?
No! Apparently my character's just weak as fuck! At Diana's voice, I suddenly gasped and looked up, only to find no one around. I quickly stood and scanned the area, but alas... Who says but alas? But alas, there were only trees around. Diana, I don't know what to do. How can I find him?
You have all of the means to find him. You're just not thinking it through.
Follow your heart. I looked into the air, confused as ever. What did she mean? I didn't have anything but clothes I was wearing. Diana chuckled slightly.
Think. Besides his heart, what else did he give you as a token of his love?
His semen? I don't know. I don't know. As she said it, the answer came to my mind. Am I right? Replaying the night Sam proposed to me in the night sky. I looked at my hand, seeing the engagement ring Sam had given me, resting on my finger, glistening in the light.
There we are. The other part of the marriage ritual.
I know it's stuffy. Second part. This was...
Indeed. It seems he intended to ask you to be his, in body, heart, and spirit.
I'm confused. My heart gave a hard and heated thump against my chest, agreeing with Diana's words. He had been prepared all along to ask me to be his, but wanted to at least give me what I wanted first before asking for what he wanted. I smiled, staring at the sparkling emeralds and the diamonds on my ring, and finally feeling the magic pulse within it. Still, I was lost in how to use it. How will this help me? Diana chuckled once more, her voice quieter than before.
I can't give you all of the answers, dear. But at least you won't be lost anymore.
I can just... Okay. You see the glow. You see the glow of the picture right now. Just imagine Sexta looking up to the sky in the glow, and then, coming from the clouds, is Diana's face, just like, my child, I shall lead thee. And then, when she's done speaking, she just goes back into the clouds. My people need me. Whew, my imagination's running wild. Her voice finally vanished into the air, leaving me alone once more. However, my focus was on my ring. I remembered clearly that this wasn't an ordinary ring, but one magically forged the night Sam proposed. Sam? I'm gonna find you, damn it. Take the ring off, throw it! Whoever it hits, there he is! I nodded and felt a wave of hope and courage rush through my body. I was ready now. I focused on the ring, trying to will it to give me a sign, a hint, anything to help me find Sam. I stared into it. A word popped in my mind. Letting it loose, I could feel magic pulse into the air from around my body. Amor. Don't know what the fuck that means. My hand suddenly became wrapped in a green chain-shaped markings. Do we have Sam on a fucking leash? Because that'd be amazing. Sprouting from the base of my ring before jetting off my skin and flying forward through the air and deeper into the forest, I felt myself grinning from ear to ear. I was gonna find him by a leash! Bro, you a whipped. I quickly burst into a sprint, following the ethereal chain that was leading me towards Sam. Uncaring of the harsh breath I was taking, or the pain that shot through my legs, I needed to keep going forward. All that mattered was that I had to keep moving forward. Okay. The chain twisted and turned around trees and often arched around obstacles for me, guiding me perfectly towards a thicker brush of woods. The amount of bushes and smaller trees began to grow the farther in I went, but I continued. Soon enough, I found myself walking towards the descending mouth of a cave where a familiar brown-haired demon boy laid face down at its edge. Are you taking a nap, Sam? Because I swear I'm gonna have to hit you. I ran forward as I slid onto my knees, lifting his head into my lap. Around his neck was a golden collar. We do have him on a fucking leash. It's love, guys! That's love for you! Which upon my touch vanished and caused Sam to stir from his comatose state.
What?
Did I, like, fucking hang you with my invisible green chain? What happens? My heart began to swell as I stared down at him, tears welling up in my eyes. This was really him! He was safe here in my arms and I had found him, his emerald gaze bore into mine, still dazed from the sleep he was in. As he stared up at me, Sam lifted his hand and caressed my cheek, causing me to unconsciously nuzzle into it.
There you are.
Not like you were looking hard! Working hard, hardly working! Yeah. Boy, you are gonna let me kiss you! I couldn't help but repeat the first words he had ever said to me. They had engraved themselves in my mind, and I was forever thankful for that day. Sam's lips curved into a smug smile, remembering the phrase perfectly.
Then hurry up and do it.
I grinned and bent down, capturing his lips with my own. Gotta catch it, gotta catch it. My entire body felt complete as our lips touched. I didn't care if he took energy from me in it. I had found him.
Well done.
To our surprise, the voice didn't ring in our heads. The voice of the dragon echoed from the cave, causing me and Sam to separate and stare into the void.
You have proven to me the strength of your heart. Now, for the final test, Sam must prove his.
That sounded very, unsettling. Is the word I'm looking for. I instinctively gripped Sam tighter. We weren't going to be separated again, were we? Girl, calm down. Sam, however, slowly stood up and guided me with him and glared into the darkness.
Hit me with your best shot. I'm ready.
Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. I don't even know what century's that from. 2000, right? Yeah. A dark echoing chuckle reverberated from the cave, causing a sliver of fear to rush down my body. I was beyond nervous, but we had come this far. We were going to win his powers.
Step into the cave and face me. I will judge you.
The memories of my nightmare began to fill my head. What if this was a trick? What if the dragon killed Sam while he was in there? Oh dear. Despite my frightening thoughts, Sam stepped towards the cave, nodding.
You got it.
See you in the afterlife, Sam. Hallelujah. Every voice and nerve in my head screamed for me to stop him. I didn't want him to die. At the same time, this was a test. He had to do it. I was placing my heart on the table and hoping it wouldn't be ripped apart with a single blast. Can't do it. Fulfill your destiny, son. I had to trust him. He could do this. Hello, the void. That will soon be filled with fire, I bet. I watched as Sam walked into the cave, falling behind him until he vanished into the darkness. I stood once again between the light and the dark, waiting. 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 Moments of silence ran by, filling my body with anxiousness. Was he safe? Was he okay? At the cat at my door. I am so sick of it. Who wants like 1 million animals? Because I got enough. At the sudden shout of a dragon's roar. Again, when did we establish that he was a dragon? I mean, I guess we can establish that he's a dragon considering there's a roar from a cave, but still. I jumped and gripped to the cave wall. Cave wall, save me! Frightened to the core, it echoed in the silence out of the mouth of the cave, but I became worried. What happened? What was going on? They're just having some beer, don't worry about it. At the faint echo of footsteps began to make their way towards me, despite me not being able to see into the darkness. I'd hoped it was Sam. I prayed it was Sam, unscathed. No, I need another drink for that. I am ready to face whatever has come my way. Honestly, I'm a little scared about what is going on right here. But we will prevail. Love always prevails. I'm a little scared. Don't worry though. As Sam finally appeared out of the darkness, I gasped, not seeing him at last, but when I saw his eyes, they were like Taze from Nameless. Oh my goodness, you're a scary doll, aren't you? Ugh. But when I saw his eyes, they were swirling with red and green flames along the whites of his eyes, while his emerald irises glowed in the shadows of the cave. Just from seeing him, I could tell he had changed and had become much more powerful. Are you okay? Sam grinned at me. Okay. Okay, this is me. That was me drawing a line, if you could hear that. I just drew a line. Don't cross it! Stepping up in front of me and placing a hand on my head.
Sup, you doofus?
What's wrong with your face? No, you can't play that music. Look at his face. He looks insane. Am I the only one seeing this? I bit my lip and shook my head, pounding a fist into his chest before hugging him to me tightly.
Whoa. Hey, it's all right.
No.
Right here.
No, you're not. What's wrong with your face? Thank God you are.
May your battle be won, Lord of Dragons.
So now we're the Dovahkiin, are we? I will rule Skyrim. I will rule all of Tamria! I looked over Sam's shoulder into the darkness, seeing the faint outline of a large dragon's head fade away before my eyes. What the? Lord of Dragons? Dovahkiin. Before Sam can answer me, a light burst into the air, causing us to grip onto each other and shut our eyes. Yes, please, shut your eyes. Keep them shut. A warmth of light seemed to... I cannot see shit now. I was so used to the darkness, it's like, The warmth of the light seemed to comfort and ease our travel. I hear a lawnmower. It is 12:26 in the morning, and somebody just started up a lawnmower. And now it's over. Do you ever just get up in the middle of the night and say, hey, that lawn is overgrowing, I gotta mow it. Anyway. The warmth of the light seemed to comfort and ease our travel to wherever the dragon was sending us. Regardless, I clung to Sam tightly, desperate not to let go of him. Thank God your eyes are back to normal. Ah. When we opened our eyes at last, we were in the war room in the middle of the space with the rebel leaders, Thinkabite and their wives staring wide-eyed at us. Before anyone could move, however, Diana applauded at us, making everyone turn their head towards her in confusion.
Well done, you two.
He's the Dovahkiin now, did you hear? I'm Dovahkiin's wife.
Wait, you knew where they were all along?
She told us they were gone. She didn't say she didn't know where.
Good Lord, what are you? You look like a bitch, but what are you?
Listen, that's rude.
At least they're safe now.
You're so cute, Twyla.
Hold on, James, I gotta sneeze. Never mind. James, however, took a step forward towards Sam, peering at him. Don't be judging, James. Sam's eyes had returned to normal, thank God, but I bet that his aura was different now that he was Lord of Dragons, or Dovahkiin, or whatever the dragon had called him.
At least you're safe now.
You were worried about him too, dude.
Don't ruin it. He has a reputation.
He's gonna have a new one pretty soon. Nope. No! Ugh.
He's much stronger than before now.
I am so sick of Damien! Get out! Go away, nobody likes you. At least I don't. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Damien. He just rubs me the wrong way. He's a nice redhead and all. I mean, redheads for life. Bros for life, but... Damien, just go away. Sam gave James a smug look before holding out his hand.
Yeah, I'm alright now.
The two brothers shook hands, smiling at one another. I was happy to know that he was alright as well, giving him a squeeze. Diana, however, cleared her throat as the rebel leaders took off, catching everyone's attention.
Well, I hate to break up this little reunion, but we have a battle to fight tomorrow. We should rest.
That was easier than expected. I was hoping for something more epic, but... I don't know, we waited at the beginning of a cave, and who knows what the hell he did. He probably just won a game of poker against the dragon, or a game of truth or dare, or heads up. I don't know. Charades? Well, yeah, she just read that. Everyone was in agreement, especially my aching body. The run in the forest was not a kind one. As everyone began to leave, however, Diana called out.
Sam, a moment, please. Alone.
Oh dear. I was worried about what Diana wanted to speak to Sam about alone. But I felt the room with the rest... but I left... Just felt the room's like, oh, this room is so good. But I left the room with the rest of the group. Regardless, Diana seemed adamant. However, I remained at the door, listening in. Such a snoop!
So, you got me alone. What do you want?
Whose diary we're gonna read now? Dear diary. I peeked into the room to see Diana faced away from Sam, who had his arms crossed and was waiting for her to speak.
Tomorrow is the day we head out to fight him. We've been fighting for 10 years, and it will finally end.
You're stalling. What is it?
Do you know how many lives have been lost because of this war?
Sam finally lowered his arms and glared at the back of Diana's head. I glared as well. Why was she bringing this up? From her tone of voice, however, she seriously wanted an answer.
Hundreds? Thousands?
9.5 million lives.
9.5. Can you just imagine, like, one person just split in half, just like, I'm alive, but I'm not. Sorry to make that a weird number, but... Sam's breath hitched in shock, as did mine. That many lives had been lost? What about that guy that was split in two? Was this war truly as bloody as the rebel leaders described it to be? Diana turned her head and stared into Sam's shocked gaze.
I had to send off and watch almost 9.5 million soldiers marching to their deaths. This world lost that many lives and had to take their blood and ashes into its soil as the battles we fought ended. The Demon Lord, however, ravaged and slaughtered thousands of innocent lives in between, sending more people to their deaths just because they were in his way.
Why are you telling me this?
All of those lives could have been spared.
Dana turned around and glared hard at Sam, and to my surprise, Sam froze in place.
Every single life that was lost during this war could have lived, could have been leading normal lives.
Sam didn't open his mouth. Why wasn't he saying anything? I felt the need to step in, but I was stopped by a hand over my mouth. Of course it's you! You are the bane of my existence, Damien. I swear you are the bane of my I was just gonna... I looked up to see Sam Damien. Sam much, I don't like... To see Damien covering my mouth and staring into the room intently. I didn't understand. Why was he hushing me? So you don't get noticed, dipshit. I looked back into the room as Diana began to step towards Sam.
My kingdom became the target of the Demon Lord's wrath, and I came back to the castle and my people screaming to the sky and burning in the flames. My family was taken away from me, and there is nothing I can do to bring them back.
As Diana finally got close to Sam, leading nose to nose with him, her eyes began to glow a cruel golden color, making me worry.
And it's all because of you, your brothers, and that human.
What?
Like lightning, Diana and Sam slammed into a far wall. However, instead of Diana against the wall, Sam was held against it with Diana's hand over his mouth. What surprised me the most was Sam staring at Diana with almost a shocked and fearful expression. What the hell? Sam gripped Diana's arm, but for some reason she didn't seem to be affected by his strength, like he was gripping stone. Where did her strength come from?
I want to get it through your head that this war is your fault. Yours and that human's faults. My parents, my sister, their lives were ripped away from this world because of you two. My kingdom burned, drowned in the flames of the Demon Lord because of you two. Your brothers were too enthralled with the human world to give a damn about where they came from, so I could have never convinced them to come back. You were my only hope, and you decided that the human was more important than the peace of this world. Because of your love for her, you stayed in the human world and caused so much death.
Let me just check the guide and make sure that I'm not gonna pick anything wrong. Okay, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I don't want to step in. I kind of want to hear just a little bit, man.
I want to burn that anger into your soul. Every single life that has been lost in this war to stop the Demon Lord was because of you and your love.
Diana's hand slowly moved from Sam's mouth to his collar and gripped it, pulling him onto his toes. However, as they continued to stare at each other, Sam's eyes began to glow a bright red, gold color, and gold color, the mixture swirling in his green irises.
This war wasn't.
Yes, it was!
Diana quickly pulled Sam forward and slammed him back into the wall, causing him to jerk and wince, growling but continuing to stare at Diana's angry expression. Around Diana's body was a dark purple aura, flickering like wildfire with her screams.
If I had just killed that human and dragged you back, the world would not be suffering as it is! If that human wasn't alive, then the Demon Lord would not have done what he did! If you and your brothers had just stayed, this war would not have happened!
We're gonna end it!
We will! And when this war is over, I will never have to see you or that damn human ever again!
I guess she really does hate me. I stared wide-eyed as Diana lowered her head down and slightly loosened her grip on Sam's collar. Her back was arched over, twitching and spasming. As Diana gritted her teeth.
That is why you two must survive.
What?
Diana's voice weakened immensely, drenched in soft and choked sobs and whimpers.
You two need to survive this war. You need to protect her. And stay alive no matter what.
My heart dropped, but my mind was lost. Where was this coming from? I felt Damien loosen his grip over my mouth slightly as I watched Sam straighten up to look down at Diana. The air around Diana slowly began to die out with each word Diana choked out.
If either of you die, then this war will have happened for nothing. All of those lives, all of this destruction. The only reason we are here is because of you two.
Diana.
Diana looked up to Sam, a new hopeless pain burning in her eyes as tears began to stream down her face.
Swear to me, Brute, that you will take responsibility for this and live, no matter what happens. Damn the war, damn my life. But you must swear that you understand and will take this responsibility.
My heart was hurting at the sight of Diana. She looked so broken, barely gripping to Sam and no longer forcing him against the wall behind him. Sam, however, pressed his lips together. What was he going to do? Sam, staring at Diana's expression, slowly grabbed onto both of Diana's horns and pulled Diana's head downward, pressing his forehead to the top of her head.
I swear.
Oh, is he giving her a hug? For the first and only time in my life, I watched Diana crumble to the ground onto her knees with Sam following her down. Diana's hand released Sam and covered her face before she started sobbing violently into her palms. Sam kept his hands on her horns, pressing his forehead into the top of her head with the closed eyes. Red energy from Diana's body slowly began to slide along with the form into Sam's head, slowly wrapping around him and fading away. Damien, that was the saddest crap I've ever seen. I need a hug, but I don't want it from you. He didn't do anything. Damien didn't do anything for me to hate him. I just do. She just rubs me the weird way. The weird way, yeah. Not the wrong way, the weird way. I stepped away from the door and looked to Damien, seeing him look down at the ground in shame. Damien.
It is our fault, but we can't change the past. We can only end this.
I nodded, feeling the weight of the world rest on my soul. In a way, I felt completely responsible for this war even happening. I loved Sam enough to keep him away from his duty, his reason for birth. I changed him to me, literally. I wouldn't let him go. I looked back to Diana, seeing her shaking and crying as Sam continued to remain still holding her horns. The energy had vanished, and all that was left were the tears that Diana was shedding. Did Sam take her energy?
Sam took away her rage.
Wait, what? I looked up at Damien confused. He was an incubus, so was he only to take any... So was an incubus? He was an incubus, help me! Okay, we've established that. So he was only able to take away sexual energy, right? He could take other forms of energy too? Sam can do that?
Yes, actually. While he's an incubus, he's also part brute demon. Just like the rest of us.
I don't know what brute demon is. I assume it's your father. I never knew what your father was. I mean... I was surprised. Sam was part brute demon. What do you So were the boys? Damien chuckled softly, assumingly because he read my mind, and nodded. You snoop.
Our mothers were succubi. The demon lord, though, he's no incubus.
Oh.
He's a brute demon who feeds on and uses rage energy.
Oh. Well, that's an addition to the story now, isn't it? Damien looked into the room, losing part of his smile.
Sam,
Why are we
our
smiling in the
brothers
first
and
place?
I were born incubi, but Sam inherited more brute demon traits than the rest of us. Thus, why he had the nicknames Brute and Monster.
Because... fucking bug. Because he wasn't like a regular incubus? Sam nodded. I looked... Damien! What is wrong with me? Damien nodded. I looked to Sam, seeing him stare into Diana's scalp with a focused but intense expression. The more I thought about it, the more I could see what he meant.
Sam never got into the idea of taking and using sexual energy. He was angry all of the time in the demon world, so he fed on rage energy instead. It wasn't until he went to the human world with us when he began to rely on his incubus powers.
I could only imagine it. Sam, who hated his father and was the rebel son of the Incubus brothers, full of anger. That was probably why he was so forward when he had met and full of attitude. Still, I fell in love with him somehow. He was truly a wonderful man. He did everything he could to make me happy and feel safe. He always put me first, which flattered me and made me feel incredibly special. I didn't know what to say to that. Diana eventually stopped crying and wiped the tears from her face, but she didn't raise her head. Damien, whom I thought would have stayed longer, disappeared, leaving me alone to watch. Thank you.
Sam, if I die, would you?
What? No! Oh no, I'm seeing the future, guys! I just had a "that's so Raven" moment. Oh no! Would he what? I stared, hoping that Diana would reply with a clearer question. But she merely closed her eyes and let out a small sigh. Suddenly the noise in the room became silent, but I could see Diana's lips move. Sam's eyes widened as she finished speaking, but he didn't say anything back, even as Diana looked up at Sam. When Sam finally reacted, he let out a silent sigh and spoke back, the sound of his voice negated through whatever silence engulfed the room. As my body began to collapse, I watched as Diana listened and nodded with a smile before fading into the ground through a dark pentagram. Sam, however, remained there, staring where Diana had been and took in whatever she had said. Upon the demand of my body, I began to make my way towards the bedroom, not wanting Sam to know that I had been eavesdropping. Little... Just sexto. I began to make my way back to my room, but stopped as I heard the sound of whispered voices sneak out through the barely open door.
So, we're all in agreement?
Excuse me?
We have to. We don't have any choice anymore.
It will be for the better, I'm sure.
Indeed.
I peeked into the room to see the interior of the library where the 4 rebel leaders stood in a circle. Sergeant leaned against the fireplace mantel, while Rabbit and Shadow sat in the 2 empty chairs. Faye, however, floated to and fro from side to side in anxiousness. What were they talking about? I was so engrossed in figuring out what was happening in the room that I didn't notice a figure coming up behind me pushing me into the room.
My lady, your student tried to listen in.
You! I trusted you! You cute little whippersnapper! I trusted you! You're gonna serve me out on a platter! Oh no! I've been betrayed! Betrayed!
Thank you, Bajang.
Bajang! Oh, I could snap your little neck in half! I grimaced. Now it was in the open. The 4 stared at me with cold eyes, as if they were ready to send me back to the human world with a corpse, rather than going through with the siege. I looked up at them, and I slowly rose to my feet, eyeing each leader as I considered running for the door. However, they each looked to each other in contemplation.
Say, you didn't hear anything, did you?
Nope, not a thing! No, I swear!
What was the last thing you heard?
Bananas! I feel pressure. Can I just leave? I feel like one of you is gonna kill me. Something about it being for the better. I suddenly felt the guards of each leader behind me readying their weapons. What the hell? Were they seriously going to kill me for walking by and eavesdropping? You've been doing that for a while.
Whoa! Hold on, guys!
Please hold on, guys. I felt the guards back away from me slowly, most likely still cautious of me. I let out a small sigh, happy that I wasn't going to die, at least not immediately. Rabbit, however, looked at me with an ear-twitching curiosity.
Let us ask first. Do you know what has been truly happening with Diana?
No? I looked to Rabbit, knowing what she meant. No! Diana had been acting oddly and not boding well. The more I saw her, I could tell that something was seriously weighing her down, or influencing her words. Yeah, but what does that have to do with this meeting? As I answered, the other demons looked once again at each other before Shadow stepped forward nonchalantly.
Let's not play the ignorance game. We're going to assassinate the succubus when the war is over.
Why? She threw that at me. You threw that in my face awful quick. What?
What the fuck?
Blunt much? You didn't really prepare for that one.
Way to just blurt it out!
No kidding.
There's no use in hiding it. We don't know how much she has heard.
You're gonna kill me now. I promise I'll keep my mouth shut, but why? I became massively confused. Why were they going to kill her? How are they even going to do it? Why? What good would come out of killing her? Rabbit stood and walked to the fireplace, staring into the open flames. I could tell I was about to get an answer, so I listened intently, wanting to know why they were planning Diana's murder.
Diana, we fear, has become corrupted.
Corrupted? What do you mean?
Meaning, she's going batshit crazy like the Demon Lord.
No time for laughter. I furrowed my eyebrows. That couldn't be. She seemed mostly fine, save for a few instances here and there. Sergeant, reading my face, pushed himself off the mantel and stood up straight, reminding me of his power with his stance.
Human, you hate the Demon Lord as much as we do, correct?
Yeah? I glared at Sergeant's stupid question. Of course I hated him. He had trapped me here and forced me, and the ones I loved to join this war. There was no reason to even remotely like him. At my glare, Faye swooped in between me and Sergeant, waving their arms frantically.
Listen, we're not trying to make you mad, but, well...
This is ridiculous.
Shadow stood from his seat and, now clearly irritated, he stepped towards me.
Succubus has gone mad, and if we don't end her life before she takes the throne, then she will become as mad as the Demon Lord. There is no saving her. Understand?
The fuck?
Oh, come on, Shadow! Seriously?
She doesn't even care. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna tell how it is. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit.
No, this is beyond unnecessary. All three of you are complicating the matter when all that needs to be stated is the truth.
How can that be? How is Diana mad like the Demon Lord? None of this made sense. Diana seemed mostly right in her head. However, she was strong enough to lead an army and help me survive until now. She even aided the incubi. These weren't the actions of a mad woman. Shadow rolled his eyes and went back to his seat as Faye put their hands behind their back, swaying a bit in the air.
Well, here's the thing. Here in the demon world, emotions and stuff can be uber powerful. Things like extreme grief or euphoria can even become energies on their own, while other feelings become, well, they can become very, very bad things.
Like madness?
Yeah. Madness is more than just a head-mind thingy. Here in this world, it's like a leech or a virus. When a demon catches it, madness just grows and grows until it consumes them, like it did with the Demon Lord.
Taking the new information in, I looked at the floor, thinking of the Demon Lord and how psychotic he was said to have become. He waged wars and apparently enjoyed burning down kingdoms and slaughtering the innocent. If that was how far madness would take a demon, then I feared for anyone who was capable of falling into it.
You can become mad in multiple ways. By being born mad, or being infected by it. Diana has fought the Demon Lord head on multiple times during the past 10 years. It was inevitable that she would catch the affliction.
It bugs me so bad. Like, one of my main fears is just insanity itself. I hate it so much, I don't like hearing about it, I don't like reading about it, I don't like anything about it. I don't like it. You can catch madness? How is that possible?
We don't know, But this wouldn't be the first time someone who used to be sane went mad because they were around another crazy demon.
Ooh, that's driving me nuts. That's driving me nuts. There was an uneasiness in the room. Something told me that none of them believed that that was the true cause. There was more, isn't there?
Huh?
I became bold. If Diana had to die, there had to be a solid reason, and the madness excuse wasn't enough. They were planning it, if none of them truly believed it. It's not just because she's mad, isn't it? Something else is wrong. The rebel leaders became silent, letting the tension lay in the air in plain view, and giving me my answer. I was right. There was more to the story.
Diana doesn't deserve the throne.
And why not? I looked Rabbit, shocked to hear her say that. She had joined the rebellion because Diana wanted to make things better. Why does she not deserve the throne now? Rabbit turned fully to me and stepped forward.
We all joined the rebellion to make this world a better place. But Diana has proven that she doesn't care about anything other than defeating the Demon Lord for revenge. She is not a real leader.
Is it because she didn't approve of what you said to her? Rabbit flinched a bit, remembering that I had eavesdropped on the conversation as well. She looked at the ground and let out a sigh.
I joined this rebellion to fix the broken caste system. With Diana on the throne, nothing will change. Demons will still be forced to live as they were, and my kind will continue to be nothing more than slaves and servants.
The rage in Rabbit's eyes as she looked at me could kill. I felt myself become fearful of her as she took another step towards me.
If this madness has dulled her sense of duty to the world, and I join this war for nothing, then I will be happy to rid the world of her, if that keeps my kind from being kept under her foot.
Her cause was noble. I felt myself become lost in whose side I was on, as Rabbit closed her eyes and took a breath to calm down. Rabbit shook her head, tapping her staff on the ground.
Regardless, we can't have you remembering the conversation we had here if we are set on stopping her.
I took a step back, now afraid. Were they really going to kill me? Faye sensed my fear and waved her hands wildly.
Whoa! Hey, hold on! We're not gonna hurt you or anything!
That was somewhat of a relief. But what were they going to do? As I took a breath, Shadow spoke up, catching my attention.
Curious human. Do you believe in the succubus?
I don't know anymore. What? The other rebel leaders looked to Shadow as he placed a hand on his chin and thought and peered into my eyes.
Who do you believe should rule this world? The succubus? Or one of us?
Oh, don't make me destroy something. And something became the focal point of the entire war's resolution. But was my opinion important? I looked to the floor, trying to mull over his question and come up with an answer. Diana had saved my life and was doing everything to make sure I could go back to the human world as safely as possible. So from how she was behaving, something was indeed seriously off with her. Was she really ready to take the throne? The 4 rebel demons before me, however, were all smart and balanced each other out into some shape or form. I could tell that they could all bring peace to the world in some way, but did Diana really have to be eliminated for that to happen? I felt like I was standing on a precipice. Ugh, that's weird to pronounce. I knew that if I sided with Diana, then she would eventually be eliminated by these 4 unless she found out about it beforehand. I could warn her, but what if these demons erase my memories or threaten my life? I was balancing on the edge of a knife and had to pick a direction to fall. I closed my eyes and answered Shadow's question. Oh no! I don't know. I want to look at the guide. Guys, help me look at the guide. No. I don't know. Oh, 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 no. Let's do all endings. I don't care if I spoil. There are no. That's nice. Hit of the devil. For this ending, the amount of correct options doesn't matter so long as you make the final battle to me. Oops. Spoilers. Hold on. There is absolutely nothing that says what I should do, so it's totally my choice. I think either way they're gonna kill her. I believe in Diana, but I also believe in you because all you guys are really pretty and new characters, and I believe in you all. And oops, I just moved my Bandicam thing. There we go. I believe in you all. I feel like I made a terrible choice, but I'm gonna say that either way, they were right. She was very powerful, and if she truly was corrupted, then she needed to be cut off before she caused any damage. The thoughts of revenge bubbled in my mind, reminded me of how horrible she had been in the human world when, that's not what I want to go with anymore. How horrible she had been in the human world when she had tried to take the boys away from me. She had all the gall to take my energy and test me at school as some sort of sadistic teacher. She had this coming to her. No! That's not what I want! That's not what I want! Gosh, I hate this game. I hate this game! The four in the room stared at me, taking in my reply.
I'm fairly shocked.
I'm fairly sad.
Well, now what do we do with her?
I waited as the group looked to each other before Faye magically formed a small vial in her hand.
Should we give it to her? She's close enough to her.
Give what? I am not! No! I'm not doing it. I'm not. No. 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 And no. No. Absolutely not! I am not going to kill Diana, no matter how much I wanted to in the first game. I'm not doing it now. Faye ignored me and passed the vial to Shadow, who began to imbue it with his own dark magic. Slowly the glass began to fill with a dark inky liquid, stopping a quarter of the way up. Was it poison? Oh, derp! Shadow passed it to Rabbit, who did the same, creating a purple liquid within the vial and swirling it around to mix the liquids together. The contents separated a bit, causing a strangely beautiful garnet effect. As Sergeant took hold of it, it began to fill with the green liquid, becoming mixed with the poison already within the vial. Finally, Faye took the vial back and shoved a cork into the top before shaking the mixture violently. As they did, a strange gray energy began to glow around it, pulsing like a heartbeat and slowly until it eventually faded away.
There.
No. 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 From the tone of their voice, the decision was truly go through with this. The decision was to truly go through with this was solidified. They were all serious and wanting Diana to die. I felt little pity for what was to come. Oh, we're such a bitch! Faye turned and floated to me, holding out the vial.
We're gonna give this to her during the final celebration after the siege. But we're pretty sure that guard will be watching her like a hawk.
No! Oh, no. I totally forgot about Saddle. I can't do this. Then why give it to me?
Because she trusts you. I have a theory that she'll pull you aside, away from everyone else, to have a little chat before you're sent back to the human world.
No. How can you be so sure? Shadow smirked.
Because when we tried to send you home, she tried to slip in an extra item onto the spell reagent list. And according to my recent studies, it is actually very important to demons like her. I suspect that she was going to give it to you as a gift.
Oh, no. I don't want this to end like that. No.
The spell didn't work. She probably took the time to find it herself. She'll take you aside and give it to you before you leave, which will give you the chance to be alone with her.
I regret every decision I've ever made in my life. Oh, no! I was surprised Dana was going to give me something important. I was curious as to what it was, but my thoughts trailed off as I stared at Faye's hand, which were still holding the vial of poison.
I guess it was a good thing you listened in, then. Makes our job a bit easier.
Fuck. She's gonna die either way. That was a choice of who does it! Oh. Oh, no. I slowly reached out, took the vial, feeling a very subtle heartbeat emanate from it. It took every ounce of will I had not to drop it in surprise. Was this thing alive? I brought it close and examined it, practically feeling its power. If Diana was as powerful as they expected, then how powerful was this poison? I was paying such close attention to the vial that in my hand that I didn't see Faye swooping behind me and grabbing my head. What the?
Sorry.
All those from I became fuzzy and light. What was happening to me?
Is that really necessary?
What the fuck is going
It will
on?
lower the risk of her telling anyone about our plans until the chance arises. When it does, she'll remember everything and know what to do.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Please, please give me a choice when the time comes to say no. Please, game, give me the choice to say no. I forget about this? How did this make sense? I didn't get a chance to fight back until my vision blacked out. I shut my eyes and felt the world spin around me before I relaxed as silence overtook my senses. My body floated for a bit in an empty void before softly landing on the surface. It caused me to open my eyes and look around. What happened? I know what happened. I was in the hallway on the floor. How did I get there? I was on my way to my room? Weird. I stood up, brushed myself off, and looked around, hoping that no one saw me snoozing on the floor. When I noted that the coast was clear, I quickly continued on my way to my room. I must have been more tired than I thought. Oh. I feel such regret. She's still alive, but I feel such regret. Oh. I hate that you can still get a good ending, but get bad endings with everybody else. Oh, it hurts. Hurts deep inside. I finally reached my room and let my body fall into the bed. I let out a sigh of utter pleasure as I felt the cloud-like bed cradle my body on its surface. I was beyond happy and beyond sad. I had been kidnapped and taken to the demon world by the demon lord, trapped here unless he or I died. Then Sam and I haunted by a powerful being that had been hell-bent on testing us. This entire week had become a wild roller coaster ride of excitement that I would never expected. Still, there was joy to be found in the adventure of my curiosity. And my curiosity thanked Destiny for letting me experience it. Now all I wanted to do was to go home and marry the man I loved. As Sam finally entered the room at last, I smiled and stood, walking over and wrapping my arms around him.
Hey, you ready to go home?
You have no idea. More than ready. We held each other, locked in silence, and not able to say anything more. We let the situation we had just go on through, sink in, relieved that we were going to be happy from now on together. All we could do in the moment was hold each other and listen to our synchronized heartbeats. As the thought of tomorrow danced in my head, I began to grow fearful. Was I ready to go into battle? Was Sam where any of us? Was Sam? There we go. Were any of us, for that matter? We were about to walk to the final clash of the World War. Would we survive? Would I live to remain with Sam and feel his embrace again? Tomorrow brought too many questions to think about, and I became frustrated and scared. The choices. And I'll leave that choice to the next episode. you guys already know what I'm gonna choose, so there's no real surprise there. So I'll see you guys in the next episode.